Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Right now in the short term, we might eventually be hitting another bullish pennant here or so, but let's skip that, right? Let's talk about the lawsuit. Because you guys already know I am crazy bullish about the price, it's just the short term that's a little bit difficult. Taking a quick look, there's two main things which happened. First of all, breaking. The SEC has filed yet another request for an extension of time, asking the court to extend the March 23rd, 2022 deadline for the parties to propose a discovery schedule for the individual defendants, until 1 week after the individual defendants file their answer to the SEC's complaint. The individual defendants object and will file a written objection today. So long story short, this discovery dispute that they're talking about, or at least the discovery schedule, what that refers to is that ever since there was this motion to dismiss that got denied, this basically means that the lawsuit, which was from the SEC v. Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, those two they wanted to exclude, which is what the motion to dismiss basically entailed. Since that was denied, the lawsuit is against all three of them. But since they didn't really do any discovery for these two parts just quite yet, they kind of have to make up for that right now. And so they have to kind of write a schedule, which I believe can take at maximum about, I would say like 6 months maybe or something like that, 180 days, something along those, 120 days I believe it was, because I think it was like 3 or 4 months, 90 days or 120 days, where they can basically look into everything regarding the SEC side, but of course also regarding Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson's side of just trying to discover everything. I would say, again, fact and expert discovery within that 120-day period, if I'm not mistaken. And they just have to come up with a couple of dates in that regard. And the SEC would like to dispute, or I would say they want to delay it all again for some unknown reason to us. And after reading through it just a little bit, it's actually quite interesting. So here, for example, it says, SEC respectfully submits this motion to request that the court permit a brief extension until no later than 1 week after the individual defendants file their answers, to inform the court whether the SEC intends to conduct any additional discovery. The defendants, however, did not like that, obviously, but this is something that I know, but I don't really think about too often. Just remember that the SEC and Ripple are meeting each other like twice a week, and you can read that kind of here. Pursuant to court's March 14 order, the parties met and conferred on March 17th to determine whether it was actually necessary or not. And then they talk briefly about the fact that they're not really too sure exactly what they want to do. It says, we don't really necessarily want to do some now, but we want to keep that right to do it later. A little caveat that you might not know is that the individual defendants, which again is Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, further requested, to which the SEC says yes, because they're really all up for it, an extension of the March 25th deadline to file their answers until April 8th. So we might be a little bit hypocritical and say the SEC is trying to delay again, when in reality, Ripple's side is doing it too. Then again, from another perspective, I'm thinking we are kind of wasting our time reading this too deeply, because at the end of the day, we can be pretty certain that the judge is just going to be like, oh, sure, it's just a couple days, who gives a crap? So then here was the Ripple and individual defendants that filed their response, explaining why the Hinman documents are not irrelevant as a result of Judge Torres' decision on the motion to dismiss. It all ties in together. So this specific answer or response is in regards to the fact that the motion to dismiss, they basically had this whole ordeal regarding the William Hinman documents. They had it kind of pinned down on the fact that the motion to dismiss was going to be approved, basically. Regardless of that, what the SEC is now trying to claim is, since the motions to dismiss didn't go through, you kind of don't need these emails anymore, or any documents regarding it, and so we don't want to give it to you. And Ripple's like, excuse me, why would we not need the William Hinman documents now? And the SEC's like, well, you heard the judge's decision on the motion to dismiss, so nope. Quick little thing I started thinking about, just in the midst of the video. I appreciate all y'all. Every single one of you watching, I really appreciate you. Just wanted to quickly let you know. I sometimes think about this, just the fact that somebody takes some time out of their day to watch what I have to say. It's really humbling if you think about it. If I think about it. It's Actually really amazing. Just want to quickly thank you all for all stopping by and saying hi every now and then. I read every single comment, I check everything out. It's a little bit impossible to reply to everything, but I do check every single thing you guys write. Nothing goes unnoticed. So I appreciate you guys all stopping by. In regards to this specific answer, I would say it's rather difficult to give you guys anything conclusive here. So what we did before, a couple months ago, is really dive deep into exactly what was written, the wording they used, everything. We did the real deep analysis. Right now, to be honest with you, I don't think it's worth it too much. We're not really in a phase where this news is really determining the price or so. We're going to come to that in just a second, by the way. So a couple of things that Ripple states is the order does not undermine the relevance of the Hinman speech communications or this court's prior holding that those materials are not privileged. Understandable, right? And we can go a little bit deeper into this, where they, for example, go over some of the prongs of Howey, and then the order does not bear on the relevance or the SEC's privilege claims regarding the Estabrook notes. It's relevant whatever Ripple's saying, but it's also kinda not, because we just have to wait for the judge to make a decision. We just have to wait for the furtherings, basically. It can be written in the best way possible. It can be really amazing arguments. I'm not a judge though, and even if I was, I could come to a different conclusion than a different judge. So even though we might say, wow, Ripple, you just wrote a banger, that means absolutely nothing if you were to ask me. So at the end of the day, I think what they write makes a lot of sense, but I think that's because their argumentation from the SEC side is just so poor, it's just so silly, that I think even if Ripple just wrote a blank page, it would be an amazing defense. When reading all these things, one of the most common subjects is really, if I scroll down for a little bit, I think you'll find it again, might be an investment in a common enterprise, notwithstanding that purchases of XP lacked any necessary relationship to each other or rights with respect to Ripple and its activities, could have created an expectation of profits solely from the efforts of Ripple, notwithstanding the lack of any right by XP purchasers to share in the profits of Ripple, and potentially constituted an investment contract, notwithstanding the lack of any contractual agreement or privity between Ripple and most XP purchasers. A lot of it comes back down to expected profits and whatnot. And I always kind of laugh at the fact that XRP does a lot of pumping, which is not related to Ripple whatsoever, but could, funny enough, be related to SEC. But check this out. So Jeremy Hogan wrote, "Dear Attorney Solomon, XRP is pumping," as they say. And we could really use one of your amazing legal briefs regarding those pesky emails related to Hinman's speech to come to keep the price pumping. Today, if possible, truly. The XRP community. Of course, he cheated a little bit because, again, the brief was due today. A lot of people are not going to know that, I think he is joking, but that was pretty funny. And if you're wondering what they were specifically referring to, it was right here. Ripple and the individual defendants request an extension of time until Monday, March 22nd to respond to the SEC's letter claiming that District Judge Torres ruling makes the Hinman and Estabrook notes irrelevant. I believe that's the one he's referring to, right? As I understood that is the only one which was posted just now. And after checking out the complete docket entries, we've actually seen there's 449 and 450. If I'm not mistaken, these were the two we just got. Let's quickly verify to make sure. Here we go with 449, and then the other document was, just to quickly check, 450. So yes, both of our last entries we have already covered here, and that is everything that we got today. And of course, it is signed by Solomon, so
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.